the dark side of the Force is a path to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. So, magnets. So, today we're going to have a look at a fascinating pen, the Hoverpen. And the Hoverpen tends to hover, hence the name. I was contacted by Garland and he said, we have this pen on Kickstarter. To be fair, it's already funded, but would you like to check it out? And I said, sure. Very interesting concept. The pens are available in titanium or aluminium, aka aluminum, depending on what you prefer. And the fun thing is not the pen, because the pen is kind of minimalist. It has a magnetic cap. It's cute, but the interesting thing is the stand, which has 4 powerful magnets. You put the pen in and the pen stands up. It's a little tough when you have to hold it up like this, but I wanted to show it like this because I'm going to point down the camera in a second when I go over the parts, and you won't be able to see this standing up when the camera is pointing downwards so much. You can see this can take quite a bit because I'm moving it around quite a lot. You can even spin it. I don't know if you can see that, but you may be able to hear that because it is actually spinning. It doesn't fall over. It can take quite a bit. Of course it can fall over, right? That should be clear. But I found it to be rather robust. So I think that's quite nice. It's a fun design. So I'm going to cover the parts of the pen. I'll do a quick writing sample. It's a ballpoint. It's not a fountain pen, but it is a ballpoint. Let's do a quick writing sample, and then I'll tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Boom! Let's get started. Okay, let's look at the Shanpo Hoverpen. We got the Hoverpen, we got the box. In the box are a couple of things. There was the pen, of course, and there was the base with what they call a tutorial card. All right, I mean, it's not that difficult. You take the base and you put the pen on it. So but you know, there is that. A refill. That's nice that they give you a refill. So the pen comes preloaded with one, and you get a spare refill, which I think is nice because not every company does that. And then you have this little booklet with again some information on how to use the pen, how to change the refill, all that kind of stuff, right? So simple, nice. There you go. Right? Okay, actual base. The base to this pen, sorry, just grabbing my notes, is a zinc alloy. That's the pedestal, right? And then you have the pen, which in this case is the aluminum, but there also is a titanium version available. You pledge oops, it's a strong magnet, sorry. You pledge $59 for the aluminum version, and you pledge $99 for the titanium version. Okay, so that's kind of the price range you're looking at, and that is with a discount on MSRP if you pledge. Aluminum, zinc alloy, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So what you have here is a base with 4 very strong magnets. And that means, and I'm not joking, that means you need to be a little careful. People with pacemakers should not use this thing probably, because these magnets are powerful. So that really is something to be aware of. I'll come back to that. Let's have a quick look at the pen. Of course, it's going to roll away, so I'm just going to put this here. This is a Lamy Safari, just for your size comparison. The pen, well, there isn't a whole lot to say about it because it is a minimalist pen, but in any case, it has sort of a blind cap that you pull off. It just slips off, very simple, very easy. And then this refill unscrews. It says Shanpo. That is the brand of, so the maker of the pen. Sorry, I feel like I'm fumbling. The maker of the pen, Shanpo, and then there is the actual pen. I have not seen those refills before, but I will be fair. I do not know a whole lot about ballpoints, so I don't know how common these are. I'm assuming that if they're not common, you can get them through the company, right? Okay, so you have this this blind cap, which you simply slide off, and then you have, zooming in a bit, then you have the cap, which is a magnetic closure, which is kind of neat. And then you have the refill, and you have this, yeah, this little cone. This is a pen made to be used, to be held here. There's no section or anything that tapers, it's just the barrel is basically a tube. Okay, base, pen. Pen goes onto that base, you let go, and it stands up by itself. And it's rather robust, right? And as I understand it, this was also meant to be a bit of a fidget spinner. So I know this is not the ideal camera position to do this, but you can spin this. That was a bit too much force. It's not that easy to do this when you're reaching around a tripod. There you go. So that's spinning. So as I understand it, it was designed to be two things in one go. You have a pen and then you have a fidget spinner. This will also explain why this is not a fountain pen, because you would now uncap the pen and there would be ink everywhere, right? So that would not work. I think it is a really cute gadget, and I don't want to get ahead of myself and talk about what I like about it, what I don't like about it, but some thought went into this, and I have to give it to the designers. It works. It's pretty stable. I've shown it to a couple people now. Everybody loves it. Everybody thinks it's cool. And it's pretty robust, right? Let me take a probing device, aka a pen. I'm just going to tap this a little bit. Let's make that stop spinning. I'm going to tap it a little bit and let's see when it falls over. Okay, that was great. That was usually it doesn't fall over. But again, I'm reaching around a tripod, so I don't know my own strength. Let's try this again. See, it can take quite a bit before it really falls over. So this is not some sort of incredibly unstable setup where you have to be careful that this thing will fall off and roll off your desk. It's pretty robust, right? So it can take quite a bit. Now, there's an interesting point that I actually, this is one of my very, very few real criticisms of this thing. These magnets are extremely powerful. And I want to demonstrate that as I have it in this position. So even before I do the writing sample. The problem with this is putting the pen in. So I know how to do it now. You put it in the middle and it stands up. But a lot of people, when I give them this, I don't say anything because I always like to see sort of innocent bystanders' view of pens I get in to review. These magnets are very strong. So this is what happens to most people. And now it's stuck because that's a strong magnet, okay? This is a strong magnet. And that's a bit of an issue. So here too, you see, if you don't go in straight for the kill, boom, straight in the middle, that can happen. You can get stuck. And now, you see, now it's going from one to the next. I'm clearly exaggerating a bit here. But if you don't expect these things to be magnetized, you'll be pulled to the side and you kind of have to fiddle with it. It's not a big deal. That's part of the design. I don't know how they could do this any other way, how they could make this standing up straight work any other way but this way, but just something to be aware of. Okay? Alright, let's do a very quick writing sample. There won't be that much to show. It is a ballpoint. It's a refill. There won't be any line variation. I mean, it's quite simple. However, having said that, Shanpo Hoverpen with the refill that came with it. I did not see anything about specific tip size, but it is rather fine. I will say this about this pen: it is a very smooth ballpoint. And I gave it to a few people to try out, and they all said, "Wow, that actually writes really nicely." So it's whatever refill it is they're using, it's good. And black is kind of nice for an office setting, simple, neutral, right? Sorry. So that is quite nice. Pretty good. Not particularly oily or greasy, which some ballpoints are, I find. So that's that. I know that Aziza will kill me if I don't smell it. Yes, it has a nice ballpointy smell as well. That's pretty much it. Yeah, line variation is not really a thing, right? There isn't a whole lot else I can show you, but it writes smoothly, it writes rather nicely, and I will be fair, I quite like it. It's very light, because of the aluminum I suppose, but I mean it's very light. And the magnetic cap is also kind of cute. So, not bad. this is a good enough closure to not make the cap pop off very easily, but it doesn't take a whole lot of strength. So this could probably be a stronger magnet, but I don't know if that would then interfere with the rest of the magnet, and maybe then the whole world would explode. So there you have it. Let's see what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Okay, so what do I like, what do I not like about this pen? Well, I don't have a whole lot of likes or dislikes. But here's what it boils down to. I think it's a fun pen. I also think that it seems reasonably priced. The aluminum version, $59 US on Kickstarter. That's probably a little bit below the MSRP, but even so. The titanium version, $99 on Kickstarter. That's $29 below the MSRP. So, especially the aluminum version, in my mind, seems rather reasonably priced. Is it a spectacular, fantastic pen? Is it the world's greatest ballpoint? Not really. Was it designed to be that? I don't think so. I think this was a fun creative project which exactly serves its purpose. It looks fun, it looks cool, it looks a little gimmicky, and I mean that in the most positive way possible. It's a bit of a fun gadget. It's a conversation piece at an office, because rest assured, if you have this on your desk at work, people are going to ask you about it. And it has that fidget spinner quality, which is very hot at the moment, and it works. So I think all of that is pretty cool. Now here's my probably best positive point. It writes very comfortably, because if this would be an absolute gadget, it would write terribly, but the pen writes smoothly. There is nothing else I can say about it. The pen writes smoothly and pleasantly. And it's simple, yeah, basically just a little aluminum tube. So there aren't many features to look at or to hold on to, but it writes and it works, right? For the record, should you wonder, if you uncap it, because I realize I haven't shown you that, and you have just the little cap left, the little lid, it kind of works, but not entirely. However, it will stay put. So it will stay put in the base, and as I said, this is the issue with these strong magnets, right? But I'm sure that with some practice, and I'm doing this balancing on my hand, which is not a great idea, you see, you can actually just make that work again. So that is rather nice. Downsides, there only is one that I can find, and that is, as I said, these magnets are so strong that if you don't know what's going to happen, you'll be pulled to the sides, and now you see now the cap's coming off. This is a bit of a hassle. But to be fair, you do that once, then you know what to look for, and that's it. And once you know how to use it, it's so easy, nothing can go wrong, right? And I don't think there's much to do about it. That's how this product works. In all, I have to admit, I think it's cool. And that's really all I can say. Not only is it cool, it writes very nicely. What else can you do, right? And what else can you say? So, a very kind thank you to Garland for sending me the pen. I appreciate it. I hope this was useful. There will be a link to the Kickstarter in the video description. And that's all there is to it. I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.